You are listening to the Pencil and Paper Podcast Network. Visit pencilandpaperproductions.podbean.com to find more great podcasts.
Welcome to the Palace of Megapixels. This is Super Mega Crash Brothers Turbo!
Welcome to Super Mega Crash Brothers Turbo. I'm your host, Stephen White. With me, as always, is my co-host, Lacey Finley.
Oh, happy Monday.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm actually not too shabby. Always a little sleepy this time of year, but
sure.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Good.
Yeah. How about you?
I'm all right, I suppose. I don't want to go into great details.
Right.
I'm making
like one of those long weeks that's we're ready for a break, like a little break from this week. I'm glad it's nearing its end,
for sure, or
starting the new one.
Yeah,
because of what day it is.
Right.
Yeah. Diddle-doo, diddle-doo. Back into the future.
So been playing anything special, anything good?
You know, this week not really. It's another one of those where it's just been like another busy week and I haven't sat down to do much gaming. I mean, I played a couple of the demos from stuff about the Game Awards, which I know, a little bit later on. But so I tried a couple of the demos because Steam did this thing for, I think it was the Thursday and the Friday. So Thursday night was Game Awards. So that night and Friday, for like a limited time, you could play some of the selected demos for some of the games that were being talked about or whatever. So I did a couple of those. I did Moving Out, which is kind of like Overcooked, I guess, but you're moving furniture. So it's still like a couch co-op kind of like game, which I didn't have anyone to play it with. So I did like the tutorial and stuff like that just to give it a shot. And it looks like it'll be just as much fun and tomfoolery. So I'm all about it. I'm into it.
Excellent.
And tried Carrion for a little bit, which is that one where you play like the monster that's killing everything, like a side scroller kind of thing. Don't know that one's for me, but I'm willing to give it another shot. I didn't get a lot of time with it, so I want to be more fair because I was trying to shove too many of them in a small time frame in the little bit of time I wasn't at work,
Right.
So like within those 2 days there was very little free time to get anything in. And I feel like there was a third one and I just uninstalled it, Spiritfarer, which I got hardly no time in at all, so I don't even want to give an opinion on that. And then it ended, so I just gonna have to wait now. But yeah, that pretty much what I've played this week that I've had time to sit down and do. Very little Beat Saber. Like I'm also dropping the ball on like trying to up my game on that here. The 360 dropped and I've watched a little bit of videos of it and it looks like I'm begging to kill myself by throwing myself out the window by accident. Like it's just, oh man, I don't know if I'm into it yet, but I haven't tried it. So I've also been avoiding the update because I don't want to break my mods. So I'm waiting until like the mods are all caught up before I update the game. Because that's how I roll. I want to be able to still download my songs and everything like that. Although it does look like Facebook's finally going to make us start logging into our freaking accounts for Oculus now. And I'm surprised it took this long, honestly, because I mean, it's been their VR system forever. But like I logged into it yesterday just to check, and then this whole new screen popped up, and I'm like, damn it, I left Facebook for a reason. I don't want to be forced to go back to it. Zuckerberg! But fine,
that's how they get you.
I'll just create a dummy account. I'll show you.
Yeah.
It's not going to have any friends or any social interactivity at all. I think it's just for like social features or stuff like that they're going to force you to log in to do, but I have no idea yet. I haven't looked into it more. I just saw that, went on a little rant about how Zuckerberg can go zuck himself. So I don't want to create another account, but I'll if I have to, it'll be a dummy account. Like, you ain't getting my info. It'll be a fake email. You ain't getting my phone number. You ain't getting crap. Whatever's just long enough for me to be able to log in and do my thing.
Understood.
Anyway, but that was it. How about you?
Still Assassin's Creed 3. And,
Nice.
you know, I'll be honest with you. I know I keep bringing up different things every time I play it. I mean, this isn't really a bad thing. I was just actually... It's nice to play a game that doesn't feel like it's going to take my entire life. Like, I'm honestly close to the end from what I remember. Like, I think I'm in sequence 9 now, and there's only 12. And I feel like I've progressed pretty fairly quickly in this game. And I think I've taken care of everything in Boston. I've just gotten to New York, and I just, you know, if I want to go explore and grab the chests and whatnot there. And I just feel like it's progressing fast in a good way. That I'm getting the gameplay that I want. I'm not spending time wandering the hillsides of this massive map. Everything feels big enough. And I appreciate that, you know. You do not have to create this gigantic world of places I will never go.
Yeah.
Because that's literally what a lot of games do. Like, when I think about Red Dead Redemption 2 now, there were so many areas that I remember seeing constantly to the point where I was very familiar with the terrain, like you normally would be. But I can also tell you that there are probably many, many areas, little nooks and crevices in that game that I never saw.
Right.
And will never see because I had no reason to go there. So,
unless you're just the type that loves to just pick a direction and go wander, you know, like sometimes that's fun too, or it's just like, I have no goal in mind. I'm not questing or doing anything like let's just go this direction and see what's out there. Because games like that do tend to hide a little stuff in there, or you find a extra quest that you had no idea was going to be a thing, especially in those dilapidated buildings that you'll find just scattered throughout, you know?
Right. So, I mean, I'm not knocking those games. I guess right now I appreciate something it's still a big world, but it's not massive where I feel overwhelmed.
Right.
I feel like it's just right.
It's doable. Yeah.
Everything that I need. I can get to one side to the other with a lot of fast travel, which, again, has probably saved me so much in hassles. Like I say, well, where do I need to go? There, all right, I don't need to walk it. I'll just fast travel because I've gotten everything between A and B. I'll just fast travel, boom, and I'm good. So I appreciate that, and hopefully I'll have it done. I don't know if I'll finish it by next week, but I know that there will be a new game I'll be playing next week. I can at least tell you that. But we'll get to that.
A game, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But we'll get to that. So anyway, let's talk about some news because there was a lot of stuff that happened this week, believe it or not.
Holy crap. I know. It was like it got overwhelming to a point where I'm just like, wow, we're going to end the year. All right.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
So with all these announcements, tried to break everything down into segments so we could properly cover everything, but maybe not go into great detail unless it warrants it. And while we do have news to sprinkle in along with everything else that we've got, because a lot of our news this week is announcements of this and this and this and this, there are bits of news that I figured I wanted to cover, but I'd say I want to start off with the biggest surprise announcement that happened this week or last week, which was the Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
I don't think, to my knowledge, no one knew this was coming.
No,
there was no.
Yeah.
I saw no rumors.
We weren't expecting to have the reveal of its design, especially this early. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, if you haven't seen it, the company's new console looks like a giant PC tower. It looks massive, but I feel like the bulk of it is what's kind of giving this. Presenting it as larger than it probably is.
Yeah.
It really feels big, but the more I started studying it, it seems like it could be like a thicker PlayStation 4 standing upright. You know what I mean?
Kinda. And they did say that it can be played on its side too. Like they have that in mind. So if you're worried about like, because it's so much taller, because when they took a picture with it next to the controller, which when they were some other people doing some digging around, like the controller doesn't really look like it's that much different. So about the same size. So it would give you kind of a scale idea when they sat one next to the Xbox that you have now, the One X, whatever it is, and with all these X's now, I'm a little confused what's what. But so definitely if you're sitting it upright, it's going to be a lot taller. But when they set it on its side, it was still thicker than the Xbox you have now, but not by so much that I don't think it would fit in your TV stand. Or of course I don't know your setup, this could be for anybody, but yeah, all in all,
that's what I'm thinking, is that perception is making it seem a little bit bigger than it actually is.
I think we're just weirded out because we've never seen a console do that.
Yeah,
so like people are just instantly like, what, that's a PC? And it's like, well, yeah, that's kind of what they've been for a little bit, and what the next generation is going to have to do to keep up and be bigger and better is have those PC innards like that, you know?
Yeah. And speaking of which, what's under the hood? Now, the advertisement didn't really tell us a lot about that. However, there was a report that surfaced last week that kind of leaked some details, as well as kind of lays out a very probable pricing solution. Now, the source was Windows Central, and they've been fairly accurate on a lot of their details that they get. Obviously, they're like a Windows-based company, so they should have the inside scoop. The Series X console will apparently come equipped with 12 teraflops, which we mentioned prior to that in Truth or Trash, I believe. 16 gigabytes worth of RAM, and a custom solid-state drive. Yes. Now, all of these specs are practically double what the Xbox One X is capable of right now, minus the solid-state drive.
Right.
However, additional information suggests that Microsoft could also unveil the Xbox. Now, this is my name, mind you, so don't take this to heart. But the Xbox Series S, which will be a less powerful, more casual version of that console, because two code names have been discovered that these have been built under, and I think it's Anaconda and Lockhart. And the former contains the 12 teraflop 16 gigs that we just mentioned. The latter only clocks in at 4 teraflops. So it's kind of like a quartered version of it. It's still more powerful than the Xbox One and the S.
Okay.
But it's slightly less powerful than the Xbox One X.
Gotcha.
So you're kind of cutting it a little bit.
Okay.
But again, this is all speculative, so I don't know.
Right.
These are just rumors, things that have kind of leaked out. So again, this is not confirmed. But if that is the case, then that would allow the more hardcore gamers to have the option to purchase the more expensive, which it probably will be, Xbox Series X, and then offering up a more casual players like, well, do I really need this and do I need that? I really don't do this. And then you give them a cheaper, more cost-effective version that suits their needs versus a real hardcore gamer. So it's very possible.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the internet has been incredibly vocal about how unimpressed they are with the design.
Really? Come on, people. Jesus Christ. I think it looks cool.
All I've heard is it's ugly, it's bulky, it's bleh. So I guess people were looking for...
It's not exactly the same as the last thing I had, so it's automatically stupid.
Mm-hmm. I think people are looking for that sleek, sexy design. And, when I saw it, I was just like, oh. Like it took me by surprise, but I was just like, that. It's a giant PC tower. That's literally where my brain went. And I was like, okay, so... I just kind of shrugged, and I was like, I guess it's a box. Yeah. It's with an X on it.
The most boxy Xbox we've seen, I guess.
That's right.
Yeah.
But not only that, but I will say that I was also kind of unimpressed by the name.
Because
it just
cause
seems
confusion.
Well, the internet has decided that it's going to be less confusing and more humorous because they're giving it nicknames like the Xbox Sex, since, the Xbox Series X, the XSX, the X-Sex.
XX, because it's sexy.
Yeah, so the internet's having a
I
field
heard it
day
was
with-
actually because they're going to start like a series of that. So they're like apparently like coining that, which branding wise might actually be kind of good. So you have the Series X, and then you might have, like you were mentioning, a Series S or the series. I mean, I don't know. Other things do that.
Yeah, it just seems kind of, I don't know.
I mean, it's
there's
going to
just
be hard to
something-
keep track of because what do we have? Xbox 360, Xbox One. Was that what was after 360?
Yeah.
Xbox One S, which is just the slim version, right? But maybe a little more souped up, kind of like PS4 Pro, and then now Xbox Series X. So yeah, it's a little like, I mean, I'll just give props to PlayStation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. And that's and that's where I'm so confused by this because it just seems like they said, well, Series X.
Like they probably should have started that maybe a while ago so it would have a flow, but I don't know,
Yeah, it really feels confusing because if you're trying to
hopefully
say
you have game savvy moms and dads or parental guidance, whatever. Because like if you're like, I want the Xbox Series X, and then they buy the Xbox One X or something like that. Like,
they're not going to know.
you
The
just bought me
casual
the
parent
same
who goes
console
out.
I just had, Mom, but thanks.
Yeah, the casual parent that goes out and buys this, they're going to hear, Mom, I want the Xbox Series X. Okay, cool. And then they hear 1X at the store, and they'll be like, that's the same, right?
Yeah,
That's what he said. That's what
well,
he said. He
hopefully
said
the
Xbox
worker
X.
can help him out. Be like, no, Mom.
You'd hope so, but
I hope so.
I don't know. I feel like they're branding. I understand what they're doing, but at the same time, it feels confusing to the brain right now. You'd think some people would have learned, like Nintendo did. You don't call your next console the same thing as the last one, unless you're doing it in numbers, because people get confused, and that's why it
Very
failed.
easily. But the specs. But yeah.
The specs. Now, the next story that I have is, hey, guess what? It's a lawsuit.
What?
Yeah, because we have lawsuits every week. So this week in lawsuits, a lawsuit against Fortnite, big surprise, involving the Dancing Pumpkin Man.
Of course, it's a freaking dance. God damn it.
Do you know what I'm talking about, the Dancing Pumpkin Man?
I don't.
There's a video. It's a guy in a black suit, kind of slim, and he's got a little pumpkin mask, and he's just kind of... It looks like an
I've
old
seen
video. Yeah, it looks like a really old
that's been
video.
around a
for
while,
some
I
reason.
think.
But anyway,
okay.
apparently the original story for this slipped by me because the guy who is the dancer, the memes originator, Matthew Geiler, I don't care. He sent a cease and desist letter to Epic Games close to the end of October in regards to a new emote that appeared in the game's Halloween event. Now, the emote that he's in question causes the player to put on a flaming pumpkin head and begin dancing in a style very identical to Geiler's or people need to spell their names, Geiler. I'm just going to say Geiler from his video. However, Epic slapped that pumpkin pie out of his mouth by pointing out that he has no vines to stand on since the character is not trademarked, and as we've mentioned and established before, you cannot trademark a dance.
But they will keep trying, though.
Plus, this was additional from Epic's standpoint. Apparently, Geiler has a licensing agreement with them. So they are planning a countersuit that they said that they will drop if Geiler retracts his letter. Now, Geiler said he made no such deal with Epic to use his likeness or anything of the sort. However, there's a Facebook post from Geiler that indicates otherwise, where he says, this licensing agreement is great. And then there was even a magazine interview where he mentions the deal outright. So,
Oof.
yeah, we'll see how this
That's
shakes out.
Big oof time. Well, I mean, we already know how this is going to end up.
Oh, yeah.
If you,
But
I
you
mean, if
never
this
know.
is really how you want to put your name out there, dude, go for it, I guess. I mean, who could stop you? But hello, if you put it on the internet, we already have proof of it. Like, what do you have to stand on?
Yeah, well, we're gonna get into that a little bit later, even more details of other things like that. But the next story I've got is not our usual story of mention. Like, I don't really feel like we would mention this per se, but I felt like it was worth mentioning because of some of the headlines that I've been reading. Moving Pictures Company, who is actually a visual effects studio behind The Lion King, this year's Lion King. They were also working on Godzilla vs. Kong, which, I was excited for until they pushed it back an entire year. I'm still excited for it. Just saying I'm disappointed. Anyway,
sad,
they shut down their Vancouver office unexpectedly last week. Now, many outlets were quick to place the blame on the soon-to-be-released Sonic the Hedgehog film, since they also worked on that, and they were the ones having to scramble for the redesign. But it really seems like there's more going on within the industry causing the shutdown. In fact, there was a former employee that expressed their concern that the visual effects studios in the area or others like it will follow suit due to tax breaks and things of that nature. So these larger studios are shutting them down and spreading them thinly where they can get a tax cut. So I think that's really all it's about. It had nothing to do with, they wasted all this money trying to fix Sonic, and look at them now. They're broke. It had nothing to do with that. So don't be saying stupid shit like that.
Oh, they still will. But
I know. I'm just trying to clear the air
for the
people.
clicks.
For the clicks. Okay, so the next thing is everyone had something to announce last week.
Got to get that stuff in the end of the year, man.
So whether or not it was because of the Game Awards or what have you, it seemed like so many outlets had something to announce. And we've already kind of really spoken about Microsoft's big announcement, but I mean they had a few other minor things here and there that we'll talk about. But I felt like we could just break down everyone's big announcements, their big showcases, real quick, and we'll just kind of run through them as they kind of came out. If it's worth talking about, we'll talk about it. If not, we'll pass. Okay. First of all was Sony's State of Play. They had a pretty big lineup of things that they announced. First and most excitedly, and I actually knew this before they announced it, but I have no proof of that other than the fact that I had it written on my paper that no one sees. But Untitled Goose Game releases tomorrow on the 17th, if you're listening on Monday, on PlayStation and on Xbox. I'm going to go ahead and give them their proper due. So, yay! That's what I'm going to be playing, hopefully.
Yep.
So I was looking forward to that. But I saw it on the release dates, and I was like, oh, that's finally coming, yeah! And I hadn't seen an announcement, and then here it comes. It shows up on their video, and I was like, awesome. So, confirmed. Paper Beast VR. I kind of saw bits of this. Did you happen to see this?
I actually, no. That's why I made that face. I was like, how did I miss this? I don't think
it was,
anyway.
I felt like it kind of went past everyone. Like, people were looking at it saying, what is this? This is kind of odd and weird. And I mean, I guess it could be cool. It looks interesting enough, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. No, I missed this altogether.
Dreams. It's got a release date of February 14th. So if you love someone really, really much, really
much.
Yeah, really, really much. What even happened? Anyway, February 14th, Dreams, PlayStation 4.
Yeah. I can't wait to
looking.
see this. Like, really and truly, the creative people you've got in this world, man.
Yeah, that's where I want to play it, just to see if I could do what they say, because they make it seem so easy. But I feel like anytime there's a create a level or something in a game, I lose interest pretty quick, because like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm just going to stop now. Kingdom Hearts DLC for Part 3 comes out in January 2020. Look, I haven't played Part 3 yet, and I'm not,
2023.
Well, no, 2020 for Part 3.
Oh, okay. Either way, I don't know why I heard 2023. I'm like,
Hey.
why the hell are we talking about it now? No, all right.
As long as it took for this game to come out, no one would be surprised. But I guess I was hoping if you were going to do DLC, and again, I haven't played this version of the game, and I do like the series, but the fact that there was nothing about it other than an extension of this convoluted story, I was just like, okay. I still don't know what's going on, and maybe after I play it, and then I can look at the DLC trailer, I'll be like, oh my gosh, yes! But right now, I was just like, So, I don't know. Predator Hunting Ground was showcased with a release date of April 24th, 2020. It's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would say I'm super excited for it, but I'm
definitely
intrigued.
not for me, but like I'm interested to see how it turns out. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of the gameplay from the other side too, but I understand that they're showcasing the Predator. I think you and I were talking about that, which when I first saw the trailer, I got confused because I thought this was like a multiplayer thing, but then you told me you're like, well, they got to showcase the thing everyone's going for probably. I'm like, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Because then I started to think it was only the Predator.
So I mean, I would like to try it. I guess I want to see more of how the gameplay operates to see if it's going to be for me, because there seemed, especially from the human side of it, it seemed to be very first-person shooter-esque, and I don't really run in that circle very much. It's like hit or miss for me when it comes to first-person shooters. It's like there's got to be something about it that hooks me to make me want to play it. So, I don't know. We'll see. But Predator is a big hook, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Babylon's Fall, which is a new game from Platinum Games, got showcased. It seemed like a game. I'm sure that people out there are like, oh, God, yes. But it's a game. Yeah. I'd say one of the bigger announcements was Resident Evil 3 was finally confirmed.
Yep.
April 3rd, 2020. Plus, they said that if you buy Resident Evil 3, you get Project Resistance, which seems like a way of just being like, okay, no one really wanted this, so just shove it in there and get rid of it.
It's like we were going to buy 3, okay? People were in.
Yeah,
they were in when Resident Evil 2 was announced, the remake. People were like, but what about 3? And here you go.
And it looks great. So
weren't they talking about some achievement that popped too, where they're going to actually? Because remember, was it last week or the week before you were talking about that, like how the storylines were? You're like, how are they doing that? Yeah. So I guess there's some sort of achievement that popped that will make that through line.
Oh, nice.
From 2 to 3, or like that was the spoiler that they saw or something when they were still going, oh, is this a leak? PlayStation, is this for real? When they were still debating on whether that picture that was on the storefront or whatever it was. So we'll see if that comes in like some sort of real small DLC or something like that.
Yeah. And the last thing that they showcased, they kind of half showcased in their state of play, and then the rest of it got shown at the Game Awards, was a long trailer for Ghost of Tsushima. And its tentative date is summer of 2020. So at least we have an idea when it's coming out, just not a set date. So, I mean, it's looking good. I don't know, again, if it's for me. I do like Sucker Punch, but I guess it's the combat that's... I guess I'm tired of this Dark Souls crap. Okay, I know people love it, but it's just not for me. I guess I'm a more traditional hack and slash type of guy, and I don't want this strategic or where you have to make it super hard.
It was a great dance you all just missed. Really,
yeah, you did. But it's not about the lack of challenge. Like, I do like a challenge, but I don't want a game to be brutally difficult to the point where it frustrates me. And that's what those games do. And then now everybody's like, well, they're popular, just make the game like that. That's one of the reasons I'm kind of hesitant to get on Jedi Fallen Order outside of EA, is because I've heard that the combat is a lot like that. And I'm like, but I don't want to fight like that.
Kinda. I mean, I've watched enough of it that, I can see the similarities, but let's just say the caliber of gamers I was watching was able to get through the game quite well, if you know what I'm saying. So I think you'll be fine.
Okay.
Like, I love them, and I'm not going to name drop them, but they've not been known to be amazing at video games, and they seem to be getting through it okay. I've heard a lot of good things about it. So if you're a Star Wars fan, this seems like the game y'all have been wanting for a while from the feedback I've heard from communities. So
okay, well then maybe I'll give it
EA
a go
aside.
at some point. EA aside. That's the big sticker. Now, next, Nintendo, I think it was the very next day, did a Indie World showcase of their own. They showed a few games, and by the way, I guess I'll preface all of this, which I should have done already. If I missed anything, I apologize. There were a lot of games I was trying to make sure that I covered. So if I missed something that got you excited, I'm sorry. But Nintendo's Indie World Showcase, first of all, they had Super Mash, which really sounded intriguing to me. The story seems to be about two siblings who run a shop and they discover a game console with special powers. That seemed to be like the basis of the game. Then the idea is when they, I would assume, go into the game, you can mash game genres together and then play, like you've got an action adventure game, but then you also have an RPG, or you can go into stealth game with puzzle game. And I don't know, it's a really interesting idea. The concept sounds intriguing enough that I would like to check it out. But it comes out in May of 2020. They showed a trailer for Streets of Rage 4, which I got no dog in that race. I could care less. Skatebird, which is like Tony Hawk with birds. It's a bird-centric skateboarding game. That's about the best I could tell you.
Yeah.
Then there was Axiom Verge 2, which I'm not familiar with the original game, but I'm guessing there are a lot of people who were excited about that. Then the last one I wanted to bring up was a game called Gleamlight, which seemed interesting from the start, but then it got some heat because it's a platform adventure game with a very stained glass aesthetic, like that's the art design, looking like a stained glass window. But then the internet pointed out how much it resembles Hollow Knight. And then when I really looked into it, I was like, yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah.
And people were just like, well, it's paying homage or whatever. And other people were just like, well, no, maybe it's just the art style and it just happens to look like Hollow Knight. Who knows? I don't know. Surely he would have, the developer would have seen that and been like,
I don't know. We had the same thing with, what was that other game that was almost exactly like Cuphead?
Yeah.
And its style and everything. Now I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but sometimes you just go with it.
Yeah. And I feel like Hollow Knight's popular enough that this guy should have seen it or known what he was doing. So, I mean, of course, he got really defensive when the internet called him out. I was like, no, this is mine. But, dude, it looks a lot like Hollow Knight. Whether you meant to or not, it does.
Yeah. But, I mean, again, that could go back to, like, as long as he's done enough different with gameplay and aesthetics and stuff like that, I feel like it's not a total ripoff.
Anyway, sorry if you heard, like, little voices in the background. There's a kid in here. She just woke up. Finally, there was the Game Awards and all their trailers and announcements and stuff like that. And we've already mentioned one or two. Just one. So what did they announce there? What did they showcase? So let's go through the list. We got a new Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer. And it also kind of came out last week that the game is very much a timed exclusive because apparently there's a sticker on the physical box art. It says until 2021. But, someone also pointed out that doesn't mean that they don't just mean for the PlayStation 4. It could be a timed exclusive for just the PlayStation 4, and then we'll wind up on the PlayStation 5.
Oh, that's fair.
So, I don't know. I don't know what that entails, but it does say timed exclusive, so we'll see. There was a game called Weird West, which is a new game from the former devs of Prey and Dishonored. Looks kind of interesting.
It did. I'm not sure I completely knew what it was all about from watching the trailer, but I was like, all right, I might keep my eye on it. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it was
art
just
style was cool. I'll check it out.
there's a Magic the Gathering MMO now, I guess. Godfall, which is a new IP coming to PC and PlayStation 5. Now, when I watched this, since they were just like, it's the very first PS5 game we're ever going to look at, I don't feel like there was anything in the trailer that made me go, oh, wow, I have not seen this before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nothing graphically, nothing.
I don't know. If I'm being
visually.
honest, all of the trailers I watched didn't really show any gameplay from anything. So at this point, I'm just kind of like, okay, cool concept. I don't care until you show me how I'm going to play. You can make all the CGI graphic trailers you want, but until I see gameplay and stuff like that, I've learned to be a little bit hesitant until I've seen all of that. So.
There was also Bravely Default 2 for the Switch. I guess people like that first game.
They're excited. Yeah.
Sons of the Forest, which is a sequel to The Forest. What was that game?
It was on PC. I think I don't think there is a VR version of it also. It was one of those where it's kind of like they had their own monster, zombie-esque, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
You were in the plane crash and you land there, and there's like little, what do they call it when you're going in the underground caves or whatever?
Caves?
Spelunking? Spelunking. I think that's the word I was looking for. And then you're like looking for the different people that, you know, might have survived the crash off the manifest, and ergo your kid. Yeah, I didn't know we were looking for a sequel, so I'm interested to keep my eye on that. I thought the game was fun.
I mean, it looked fun from what I saw, but I never got to play it.
From a building perspective, if you want to play it on just like chill mode, it's really good, because I know there are people who enjoy doing just that aspect of it if you don't want to be bothered by monsters all the time.
Yeah. Could you build like your own fort or something out in the forest? That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else do we got? Oh yeah, this didn't go over well for some reason, but you know, it's there. Fast and Furious Crossroads from
I was like,
developer of Project Cars.
And you know what? Honestly, I'm kind of surprised it hadn't happened before now. Like, after I'd watched it, I was like, you know, all the racing games we have in this series has been going on for how many years now?
Well, I mean, it's out there now. Vin Diesel's in it, so if you're a fan of the series, why not give it a shot?
There you go.
May 2020 for that. Amazon Studios unveiled their first new... Have they made a game? I really don't know. I've never seen Amazon's name on a game before.
I haven't either.
Okay, well, I'm going to say it's their first game. If somebody wants to at me with the right answer, because I felt like it was new. I've never heard of an Amazon game. Anyway, a new game called New World, which is an MMO. I'm going to assume like a Twitch-esque game since that's their platform. Cool, I guess.
It looks like there's something called Crucible and the Grand Tour game.
Okay, so it's their first real game. Let's just say that. Telltale Games made a comeback, which was very surprising for a lot of people. Telltale Games announced Batman Shadows Edition, which is essentially the first two Batman Telltale games that they came out with, but now it kind of comes in a shadowed noir filter. So if you actually own those games, you can just buy the filter as a DLC.
Okay.
For like $5. So it's not anything major. It's just kind of like a aesthetic look. I still haven't played the second season, which I was disappointed in.
I haven't either, yeah.
But I just never got around to it. So that was kind of cool. But I think the biggest announcement was The Wolf Among Us 2 is back in development, which I'm really excited for because I really enjoyed.
And it looks like they got some of the original people to be working on it too, because it was something to do with like the publishing rights or something. Because when I first saw it, I was confused. I was like, I thought Telltale was no more, so I had to go look it up. So it was something to do with that. So it's not like Telltale per se, but whoever had the publishing rights for it looks like. I mean, we've been flirting with The Wolf Among Us 2 for how long now? It just kept getting announced and canned and thought about and canned, and so I think I'll just believe it when I see it at this point. But I'm hopeful.
Yeah,
'Cause I
I'm
did
really
like the first one.
I mean, we had talked that there was a company that had gotten their hands on Telltale's assets and stuff like that. So I'm glad to see that they're putting things forward, at least for fans' sake, because despite the Batman thing, which that was probably just done just a kind of a trial run idea, just be like, yeah, just put some out there for people so we can start getting money. The Wolf Among Us 2 is the one thing that I was really disappointed got canned. So I'm glad to see it's back on track. The next thing is something I am so excited for just being the most batshit crazy thing, is Maneater. Got a new trailer. I am so stoked for this game. We got a release date for May 22nd, 2020 on all platforms. I want to play this shark. So, and what was interesting about it too is I didn't realize you could evolve as a shark. That was a new feature that I don't remember seeing in the game. So that was pretty interesting. That was pretty cool. You know, if you people hear squeaks in the background, just pay them no mind. I've told this child to stop, and she continues to squeak.
Wants daddy's attention.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, this I shouldn't have been surprised about. I saw there was a new trailer for No More Heroes 3 that dropped, and as soon as I clicked on it, I don't know if you watched this trailer, but
I did.
Takes you off into, like, I honestly started to wonder for a moment. I was like, did I click on the wrong thing? But there was also enough of Suda51's humor and everything in it. It was like, no, this is he's leading. It's going somewhere. I just got to be patient because it had nothing to do with No More Heroes up until the ass end of the trailer. And I'm like, what is going on here? What is this? This is insane. And then as I said, this is insane, I was like, oh yeah, this is No More Heroes. I should be expecting this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was an awesome trailer. However, as news broke soon after that we found out, look, I did a little research into this as it was brought to my attention. Thank you, Lace. There was a studio, at least that's what they call themselves, Studio Plume. They made an accusation.
We'll learn how to say words eventually.
We will. It says Plume. They made an accusation on Twitter that a portion of the trailer's title animation, it was just like a flash of light before the titles showed up. Yeah. They said that the trailer had ripped off an animation they did in a video back in 2013. Now, looking into it, while the evidence is present, he showed a side-by-side.
Yeah, he did.
People started to reply that seemed to, make... I don't know if I want to say poke holes, but it starts to shift the narrative a little bit, saying that don't point the finger over here just yet because I don't think it's their fault. It's not. Okay. It's not Grasshopper. It's not Suda51 or anybody. Even I'm not even sure I would blame the trailer people right now because I did a deep dive on this trying to get all the information before I started, saying yeah they're right and oh they're wrong. Mm-hmm. But from everything that I saw, this guy's logo, if he did this in 2013, he did it handmade and all this, and this is his baby. Mm-hmm. Someone took it a year later. Like there was a video posted in 2014 that showed it in an animation preset package. And from there, it got sold as an After Effects logo animation package. So it's been sold as this thing. Now, that's not their fault. They probably saw it in an animation preset package and said, just throw that on and boom, done.
Right.
So they may not have known that this was somebody's business. However, the one thing that I have an issue with here is how has this guy not noticed his work on anything up until now?
Or if this is just now the first time he's seen it on something big enough that could draw attention to it, just to play the other side. I'm not accusing him of that, but
no.
The timing,
especially now with all the accusations coming out about people plagiarizing animations and stuff like that. So I feel like the timing of it, and even looking through a lot of the evidence that's being presented, is this guy has mentioned he's been ripped off before. So he had to have known this was out there.
Then maybe we need to talk to the company that's selling your assets.
Yeah, exactly. There were people on Twitter saying, maybe you need to go talk to this person, or maybe you need to go talk to that person, because they're clearly the ones who are selling your asset. If that's yours, and of course you've got people who do not want to, there are people who want to just jump on the bandwagon and blame the studio from the start. And then you've got other people who don't want to hear evidence, or just like, oh, it's Nintendo's fault, or it's this person's fault, and so on and so forth. It's like, yeah, but why are you blaming people who had nothing to do with it? Just because Nintendo's releasing the game doesn't mean that they're liable for this. They didn't do anything. So it's, I don't know.
Because we're in a world where we love to just snap judge real fast, because like everyone wants to be the first to be able to call a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they can point back to, look, I tweeted about that, but you know.
Yep, look at me. So again, I
called it.
I'm not calling the guy a liar. I'm not trying to say that one bit. He could have been ripped off, but I don't feel that it was the game developers who did it. I wouldn't even say it was the trailer people who did it. I honestly feel like they had an animation preset package, and they utilized one of the graphics within it. Right. And it just happened to be this guy's animation that got ripped off. That's my assumption at this point. So he needs to start looking into who ripped it off initially 5-6 years ago, because that's the problem, not the game. Finally, I feel like the biggest announcement that got released, and probably a big announcement for Xbox and Microsoft, is Hellblade 2.
Oh my God, I'm so hype.
It looked pretty interesting. It looked
I
really
am
good.
so freaking hype, dude. Like, it looked great.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that trailer, I think I watched like 3 or 4 times in a row. Like, I was just, I'm pumped. I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so ready.
I'm pretty sure that there are some people who are going to be disappointed, but I guarantee you this is an exclusive to the Xbox. Mm-hmm. I don't think this will be
and
coming
Windows,
to
PC, Game Pass.
and PC. I feel like when I say Xbox, PC is almost...
I guess nowadays, we could lump them together,
Yeah, I feel like that's a prerequisite. 9 times out of 10, it's going to wind up on PC. But I don't see it coming to PlayStation. I know that the original was on PlayStation, but they own that studio now, so they're not going to let that go.
No. So, it looks amazing, too.
Like, it really did.
I'm so hyped for it, for sure. Can't wait. But I'm sad that we're still over a year out, because it did say PlayStation 5.
It did.
Or not PlayStation 5.
Xbox Series X.
Yeah. Jesus.
So that could be a launch title.
And I think it would. Yeah. I mean, it's such a great game, man. I'm going to go back now. I have to play the first one again. Like, I just turn up them settings and just, it's such a gorgeous game.
All right. Well, we've gotten through all of our announcements. My God. That they were.
I know, right?
So let's hit some quick hits. Just some of the little things that have kind of come through. By the way, Lace gets to see it, but no one else does. I've got a growth on my leg now. Mm-hmm. And
he's doing very well with the distraction.
He's
still trying to plug on through.
Mm-hmm. Y'all hear? I'm sure you heard that.
Yeah.
Anyway, quick hits. Prior to the awards, which I think we said in the Truth or Trash last week, a collection featuring remastered versions of Bayonetta and Vanquish was announced. I have never played Vanquish, and I think I played a demo of Bayonetta, or at least one of them. I don't remember. I've always wanted to play Bayonetta. It looks like a lot of fun, so this might be my chance to do so. 2K Games announced the formation of a new studio known as Cloud Chamber, and they are apparently working on the next BioShock title. Nice. So if you're excited for BioShock, there you go.
I like the series.
I wrote it down BioShick. I don't know why I did that. I guess...
Your own new version of it?
Yeah, BioShick. It's about Shicky...
A triple-bladed razor that takes to the streets.
Formed by
Secret
Gillette.
weapon, the moisturizing gel. Everyone's falling everywhere.
And it's set in the 80s
Of course.
with people
totally.
with good hair and gel and all that.
Yeah.
You got to fight the Brute collection. Bethesda dropped the ball yet again in Fallout 76. I'm sure you heard this. This time they implemented a patch to the game that now causes legendary armor to break.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good for them.
Because I love that all the new features are just breaking the game more. Mm-hmm. Oh, you want a never-ending inventory? How about we just delete your inventory? There you go.
Yeah.
So it'll never get full.
Never ever again. Beat Saber. Did I say Saver? I feel like I said Saver. Beat Saber revealed a new song.
BeatSaber.com is a website
It did.
for song mods.
Beat Saber revealed a new song pack featuring tunes from Green Day. So if you're a
Yes.
Green Day guy,
Fine. Okay, side
Fan.
note about that, though, because, you know, me and my threads. So I saw them talking about this on Reddit. And apparently, since it's an E for everyone game, there were people complaining about the language being beeped in songs. So I guess American Idiot, like, it's a legit beep. And people were like, what the heck is this? Why are you like, why not just mute it? You know, like, people were having just this little, like, fit back and forth. And I guess they used, like, the original radio version from back
that's
in
what I
the
was gonna
day.
say.
And Green Day apparently, like, fought to make it a beep because it fit along with the theme of the song.
Okay.
So, or they messed up and should have chose a different edit, because apparently the other songs are just muted as opposed to having that beep. But I don't know. Just thought it was a fun little side note that I was reading about yesterday. You know?
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, we're mad about the song pack. What now? And then, of course, I went into it and I'm like, oh, okay. But apparently it was just so annoying that it's just this beep, you know, loud, piercing beep. I haven't heard it yet, so I don't know how bad it is. But anyway. Just an FYI.
Mortal Kombat 11 added crossplay.
Okay.
So now you can play with your friends if you want. Speaking of crossplay, in another form, PlayStation's own MLB The Show is headed to Xbox and Nintendo.
Oh.
That's big.
Right. Wonder what that's about.
I don't know. I'm really curious about that myself. Valve, kid, I need you to will you stop with the noises? People are trying to listen to me talk about video games, and it's really not important, but, you know, I appreciate it if you just not be a vocal.
I want something to play with.
You want something to play with? Well, I mean, there was a tablet that you always connect to and play that all the time. Can you go look for that? Okay, why don't you go do that? Anyway, Valve stated that Half-Life Alyx could be on PlayStation VR. They didn't say yes. They just said it's a possibility. So there's yet another cross-play-esque thing going on.
Yeah.
Redbox announced that it will stop renting and selling video games. Does anyone care?
I was actually surprised people still were using it. Like, it's just like as late in this tech world as we are, I didn't really think people left the house to go rent video games anymore.
Well, look, as far as Redbox is concerned, I mean, there's one at the Dollar General right next to my house, which is like just right down the road. On occasion, I used to go there a lot. Like, that was the way to rent because it was easy and convenient and all that. Now it's more like hey, there's a movie that's come out, and I would like to watch it, but I would also like to pay less than the $5 or $6 dollar rental fee that I would on Amazon or Apple or whatever's out there right now. So let me see if I can find a Blu-ray copy in Redbox just to kind of cut down the price a little bit. And if I do, I'll get it. If not, I'm not. It's not like I know that I can't see it. You know what I mean? I know that if I wanted to see it bad enough, then I'll go do that. But
Right.
hey, kid, you're making noise again, and you're all the way over there. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry. Anyway, this week on Twitch, who left Twitch? No one.
What?
No one. In fact,
What?
3.
Are you talking about all of the non-announcements that were announced this week?
That's right, because there were 3 streamers on the platform that are saying, "Hey, we're staying. We're staying on this platform." It's Dr. Lupo, Tim the Tatman, and Lyric are all staying on Twitch. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
I mean,
one
good
left.
for them that like Twitch is starting to go, all right, we best play ball here with our. So I mean, I truly hope that obviously I think their contracts had to have been good and that they worked out something, and congratulations, and I'm glad that Twitch is like, all right, I'm taking notice of what's happening here and let's talk to our big guys and all that kind of stuff. I think I was just annoyed that all of them like coordinated a 1 p.m. Eastern huge announcement, and then they trolled you so hard for like the first 2 minutes, and then they're like, I'm staying here. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
You're giving me trust issues. So now anytime anyone says they have a big announcement, I don't believe you anymore.
Nah, I wouldn't blame you. Also on Twitch, there was a Twitch streamer known as Go Girl TV. I don't know if you've heard of her before.
I have not.
She's known for IRL streams.
What did she show on stream?
Well,
I just assume that's where this is going.
well, it's not really what she showed. It's what happened. She was held up at knife point during a stream.
Oh my God. Is she okay?
Luckily, she is. No one was harmed. The mugger who took her stuff was apprehended pretty quick by a guard in the area. So, yeah, that was exciting.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Did the mugger not see that she had this camera? Like, what the?
I guess they didn't care.
Like,
I
you're
guess they were
on
that desperate.
camera. We're going to
Yeah.
see
And
you. Fucking here's
The
your
camera is
video board.
actually what got him even more busted because they have
Of course.
video proof of his face and all this other stuff. So
Is she a bigger streamer? So did we have like thousands of people who also witnessed it in real time?
I think she was a known
Cares,
streamer.
even 20
but,
people to witness it would be enough. You know what I mean?
this video became her highest viewed video, obviously, because people are just like, "Who? What? Huh?" So it's bringing eyes to her. I'm not saying it was the best
Hopefully
way to
it
go
wasn't
about
hers.
it. So it's doing her good. So
God.
good.
But
for
no, I
you
hope she's
for getting-
okay and not hurt. And holy crap, man.
Yeah, no one was hurt. It was just like, give me your stuff, and then the guy took off and then was caught. Yeah, so have fun with that. Anyway, be careful if you're going to Cape Town, Africa, because that's where it happened. The new Mortal Kombat film has a release date moved up from March 5th to March 5th, 2021, to January 15th, 2021.
You never
And
see
all
that.
their...
Like,
No, hardly
Wait,
ever.
yeah.
Well, see, since I mentioned it earlier, Godzilla vs. Kong had its release date moved up initially, and then now it got moved back. Jackholes.
just don't announce things until you're sure. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know.
These poor
But,
PR people.
All their filming wrapped last week, so they're getting in the bag. We
It's
still don't
into
know who
editing, yeah.
Louis Tan is playing, other than some possible new character that we don't need to create for this fucking movie. And finally, Lionsgate and Ubisoft have partnered together to bring Rabbids to the big screen.
Okay.
I've
lost my ability to get excited for video game movies.
I know, but I feel if this is done right, this could be fun. If done right, because
I
the
feel like any
Rabbids
movie done right could be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the
trust 'em
Rabbids are humorous enough that if done right, I'm not the one to tell you how this could be done right. It's just in my head. I can see it being played a certain way, and it's like that's the right approach for this film. Versus, let's do this crazy wacky. Let's cram every video game reference we can into it, and people will love it because it's Rabbids. And I don't even know if it's going to be animated or not, which might be a smart approach. But at the same time, if you did Rabbids in live action and they're just terrorizing people, that could be funny too, to a point. maybe.
Maybe a scary game even? Or a scary movie?
Yeah. Okay. Truth or trash? I got 2.
Okay.
I got 2 for you. First,
Yeah.
developer Play Magic is currently working on a new Epic Mickey title.
Were we asking for that?
Not really, no, but
Sure. I'm going to say truth because it just seems like all of us have run out of ideas at this point and we're just grasping at anything to make a new game out of.
I mean, I remember playing the first one for a while and then I got bored because look,
I'm like, I'm definitely not interested in seeing this made, but there's somebody I'm sure is.
I mean, the reason I played it initially to begin with is because, that people were talking about, oh, it's so awesome because you can do this and this. And I was like, all right, well, you're selling me. Plus, I had a Wii at the time, and there weren't very many games for me to play. So I was trying to get whatever I could. And I got that, and I played it, and I got bored. I was just like, I'm not really into this. And I feel like, honestly, it was because, I guess with Mickey Mouse, and there's even like another issue that I have with games sometimes is, dark chasms in a game just bug the shit out of me because that's all we ever seem to see in games anymore are just dark areas. And, sometimes I like a little light, bright, colorful worlds to explore because it just kind of gets me hyped for it. And then you take me into this, and we're talking about a Mickey Mouse game that just looks so dark and drab and gloomy, and I was just not feeling it. I was just like, this is terrible.
It's supposed to be Mickey, upbeat, nice, fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said true there. Next one. Are you ready?
I am. I'm on the edge of my seat.
After what we had just mentioned prior, you might have to really put on your thinking cap here.
Okay.
Horizon Zero Dawn will soon release on PC.
Ooh. You know what? I'll just say true. Because I feel like we're starting to see some PlayStation exclusives going over. And even when I was watching the Game Awards, there was some that said PS5 and PC. So, yeah, I'm going to say true.
All right. There you go. You heard it here first.
Yeah, you did. Whichever direction it goes.
Yeah, sure. One bit of weird news that I wanted to touch on. It's not really that big. I didn't know where else to bring it up, but I thought it was humorous. Did you happen to see that bit during the Game Awards where Bunsen and Beaker from the Muppets were playing Untitled Goose Game and they put him in the game?
I'm going to be honest with you. I was not available to watch in real time. So yesterday I watched trailers and informed myself of the winners. So I didn't actually see any show floor stuff.
Okay. But you didn't see like a video after the fact?
Or host stuff. I never saw any of that. Yeah.
Well, there's a video after the fact you can find on YouTube. It was okay. It was really humorous. It was pretty good. Again, if I feel like you don't have to like Muppets to enjoy it, but again, I'd say that's kind of a bonus because Bunsen and Beaker, they're pretty cool little characters.
Yeah, that's something you haven't heard of in a long time for sure.
But having Beaker, they actually inserted like a mod for Untitled Goose Game, and I think people are kind of wanting that now. So Beaker was the goose, so he's walking around. Meep, 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 meep,
of course,
and that was
just nothing else he could be.
Yeah. So it was awesome.
Great.
So yeah, definitely check that out if you haven't. Beaker Muppets Untitled Goose Game. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Release dates. This is essentially going to be our last hurrah of release dates. Let me tell you, because we don't have. Funny enough, when I was looking into these to see what was coming out, we don't have very many left, for the rest of the year. So when next week, I might not have anything to announce because it's slim pickings, let me tell you.
Yeah.
So On December 16th, we have Travel Mosaic, a Paris tour for Nintendo Switch. Then on December 17th, we have Wattam for PlayStation 4 and PC. Now that's that game from the developer of Katamari Damacy, I think. It's a weird, colorful thing, what have you, and all that jazz.
I think I failed you here.
Okay, well, that's fine. I think that's the one.
I'm
But-
sorry.
Anyway, December 17th, Wattam for PlayStation 4 PC, Demon Pit for PlayStation 4, Untitled Goose Game for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, Rift Keeper for Nintendo Switch, The Sims Discover University DLC for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, Is it not out
It
yet?
came out.
Okay, well then
PC already has Discover University.
Well, my sources are...
Remember my whole story of being pissed and I ended up spending more money than I wanted to because they bundled stuff together and I got duped.
Okay, well, sometimes my sources
So probably
aren't that
PlayStation
great.
and Xbox. Yeah.
But, okay, so if
I
you've
would
already
believe
got it
it's
on
for the
PC,
consoles though because they usually get them later.
Yeah, so you got it for PC, so pay me no mind. Stramium Immortality. Immortally? That's not immortality. Stramium Immortally. I'll just go with that. For PlayStation 4, Xenoraptor for PlayStation 4, Tamashi for PlayStation 4, and Demons with Shotguns for PlayStation 4. Why would a demon need a shotgun?
But why wouldn't he?
Good point. December 19th, we have Borderlands 3, Moxie's Heist of the Handsome Jackpot DLC for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Is that already out on PC?
No, I don't know.
Okay,
actually.
good. I just making sure. Just making sure.
I'm like, I don't know anything about the cool games. But I'm
Sure.
like, Sims.
Excuse me.
It's already there.
Mirror for Nintendo Switch. Regions of Ruin for PlayStation 4. Do you remember that? We talked about that game ages ago.
Oh my God. I wish I could tell all the stories about that. But yes, go pick it up.
Yeah,
I think it's
go
the
pick-
mission that every human in the world is to own this game.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Dual Brain Volume 1 Calculation for Nintendo Switch. Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger 9. I'll say 9. It's like the Roman numerals. I can't imagine they want me to say IX. We'll just say 9. For Xbox
X.
One, X. And then Bayala. My English is not working today, guys, so just bear
I
with
don't
me.
know if that's English, but yeah, let's try.
Okay. Bayala.
Just in your defense.
Anyway, Bayala the game for Nintendo Switch. Then finally on December 20th, we have Farabelle for Nintendo Switch, Cold Silence for Xbox One, and 60 Parsecs for Nintendo Switch. Dun, 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 dun. And now it's time to play Name That Game. Okay. I hope people don't think I'm trying to rush through because I feel like I'm kind of being rushy, but at the same, we've had a lot to talk about, and I feel like I don't want to waste your time, people.
We don't want to make it a 4-hour podcast.
Yeah, because there was a lot of stuff, so I'm just trying to. If you can talk to us on Twitter, if you want details. Anyway, Name That Game. I've got 3 very, 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 very interesting games. I felt like there was going to be
I'm
a theme
excited.
this week, but then I couldn't find another one that was food related. So you're going to have 1 non-food related game and then 2 food related games.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Dude.
So in this first game, you play as a sentient sausage out to stop inanimate objects inhabited by mischievous alien spirits. You must dodge enemies and their attacks as you slip and slide around levels, taking out foes with bursts of mustard. Master handling your sausage to pull off sweet maneuvers. Defeat a wide variety of enemies across 50 levels and save the family household from angry ancient aliens.
As a sentient sausage.
So, is this game A, bangers and bash,
Oh, I love it.
B, slippery sausage, C, Alien brats are the worst. Or wah, wah. Or D, Frank and the Foreigners.
It's probably not A, but I love it the most, so I'm going to go with A. It's probably like C or D or B, like the whole like slippery sausage bullshit, but I like A.
Answer's B, slippery sausage.
I knew it. See, did I just say? I'm like, it's probably that garbage name. But I was willing to take it because I liked Bangers and Bash so much more. So good job, Steven.
Thank you. I do my best. This next game is a simulator game, and you are on a train. You have a job to do. Several, in fact. First, you must check passenger tickets to see if they're valid. Taking care of passengers on the train by bringing them food, tea, or even a towel. However, this job comes with some issues. Perhaps you find an invalid ticket. Maybe the passenger offers a bribe.
Ooh.
Do you take the bribe, or do you call the police?
No.
Maybe you forget to feed a passenger, and they die.
How long's this train ride?
Exactly. Anyway, maybe instead you gave them undercooked food and they vomit everywhere. And now you got to clean it up.
I believe. Yeah.
Maybe you didn't give them a blanket and they froze to death. Maybe. I'm not done yet. Maybe.
I know, that's why.
Everyone will die because an aggressive passenger is on the train and he killed someone. Or maybe he brings a bomb on the train and you have to go find it and disarm it.
Oh, now I know how to do those things too, huh? Bomb squad.
People will die on this train if you don't do something.
That
So
sounds like it.
do your very best not to die.
Okay. Oh, I could die too, huh?
Sure.
Yeah, all right.
So is this game A, bloody trains, B, death on the rails, C, the grim locomotive, or D, how to be a conductor?
Bloody train seems a little too much for the description because they didn't say, well, I mean, we could get blown up. That would probably be a bloody mess. I'm going to go with D because, you know, the creativity last time screwed me, even though I knew I was wrong. So I'm going to go with the plain one this time, how to be a conductor.
Answer is A, bloody trains.
Damn. All right. There's no rhyme or reason to anything anymore. And you know what's really dumb that I'm going to admit to you right now?
What's
I'm
that?
going to look that one up.
Okay. It looked weird.
Bloody
It really
trains.
did.
Yeah, because it started to sound like, you know, those like Not Tonight or Papers, Please kind of things, but on a train, and then just escalated.
Oh, yeah. It looks
quickly.
really
Nobody
weird.
dies in Papers, Please. I just go, yeah, you're not allowed in this country. Go away.
Yeah,
And then they're like,
the hell
robble,
out.
robble.
Okay. The last game. In this fast-paced arcade-style game, you are a pizza slice that must traverse the pizza dimension in search of pizza toppings that allow you to generate pizza that you must use to create a star. Collect only the best ingredients and avoid the garbage since no one wants flies on their pizza. Collect billions of pizza slices in order to create a pizza star with critical pizza mass that will cause an explosion that ends the worldwide pizza shortage. I didn't realize this was a thing.
No.
But now there will be pizza for
I'm
everyone.
learning a
if you
lot today.
Succeed. Right?
If you don't eat on a train, you die. Apparently, it's like the Arctic inside as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they can be cold, but
They
I
can be
didn't
cold.
feel like they were that cold. So
I mean, it has been several years since I've taken an Amtrak, so.
So is this game A, We Are Pizza, B, Pizza Time Explosion, C, New York Pepperoni and the Secrets of the Pizza Dimension, or D, Don't Forget the Anchovies?
I'm going to say C. I don't know why I'm so quick to that one, but I'm going to say C.
Answer is B, Pizza Time Explosion.
Damn it. It was just like so long and convoluted. I thought, like, oh, we're going to go C this time.
Sure.
Well,
you did.
I
did
kind of
poorly.
got one, but I screwed myself by wanting to go with the more creative answer.
You did.
So goose egg for me today.
But it's all right. I love that you're amused by what we do here. So that's you're a winner at heart.
I will take that with me through my day.
All right. So the Game Awards happen, as we've kind of mentioned
Yes.
several times throughout this episode. And what we're going to do is I'm going to break down. I'm not going to go through the list of nominees. We did that 2 episodes ago. So if you didn't pay attention then I'm not doing it again. No, this time we're focused on the winners and how well we could predict it. And let me tell you,
I feel like I got a couple.
You did.
But I don't remember.
You
I feel like
did.
I did.
And I'm not gonna spoil the count because I've already done the math and everything like that.
Okay.
So, but I mean, I felt like we're on the pulse sometimes and then way the hell off.
Some
Other
of them,
times-
when I saw the winner, I went, really? Like, it was just like, I was not expecting it even a little
Exactly.
bit, some of them. But yeah.
So I felt like we missed the mark sometimes, and I was just like, maybe I just don't understand what's going on in popular anymore, because you seem to focus on what's popular in the zeitgeist, and then this other game comes up and it's like, I won, and it's like, you?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Who was talking to you? No.
Yeah. Where did you come from? So first of all, game of the year, I predicted Control would win game of the year. You predicted Death Stranding. The winner was Sekiro. Shadows
were way
Die
off.
Twice.
I didn't even think that was going to. I mean, I'm not saying it was a bad game or anything,
No.
but I totally didn't think it was going to take it. No.
No, I felt like people were frustrated with it more than anything, because that's all I saw were frustration videos of people dying all the time going, "Grr." So
Sometimes, I don't know, like that must be happy faces for some people.
so
You know, they forget the frustration and just remember the elation when they finally finished it or something.
right. Best game direction, I predicted Death Stranding. Lace predicted Resident Evil 2, and the winner was Death Stranding. Mm-hmm. So, yay, I got something.
I could have agreed with that one too.
Yeah, because Kojima, regardless of what you think of his game, the game is something wholly unique.
Absolutely.
And under his direction, it deserves that. The
Yeah.
man at least can do. You might not understand it, but by God, he directed the hell out of it.
Yeah, he did.
Best narrative. I predicted Death Stranding. You predicted Death Stranding. The winner was Disco Elysium.
Yeah.
This game, and I guess going ahead and saying this up front, this game, I know I've heard of it, but
Okay. It's been on my radar for a little bit, honestly.
Okay.
I've had it on my wish list for a while. Actually, Chaka, one of my lovely mods, I think he was the first one to bring it to my attention when it right around the time it released. And I was just kind of waiting for a sale because let's be real, I can't buy every brand new game that I want the instant it comes out. You know,
Sure.
I think it was only like $40, but still, I pulled the trigger on it today because they did Steam sales for those that won. It wasn't a lot off, but it was enough that I'm going to try it today. I've been wanting to try it for a long time. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm going to do it.
and see,
So
now,
I will let you know.
yeah, and now you can let us know if all the other wins that it got, because it got quite a few, if it's
Yeah.
legit.
Because I mean,
if
it
it's worth
looked right up my alley, but I was just patiently waiting for a sale because there's been so many games that have come out here recently that I've been wanting to get, and I can't do them every single time.
And I'm not saying that some of these games do not deserve what they won. I'm just for them
We
to
were
fly,
surprised, yeah. That's all.
Yeah, because they flew under our radar to the point where no one seemed to be talking about them, or at least I didn't hear any of the rumble for it, you know.
But that should have given us a clue, honestly, because when people are happy with something, you don't really hear them saying a whole lot about it. It's only when they get pissed that it becomes like this big poop storm that you hear so much about. So we almost should have leaned into that.
Yeah. See,
Now
like
that I think about
Celeste,
it.
Celeste last year was one of those that it was not on my radar, and then suddenly it
Right.
was just like, Celeste is a great game, and I was like, then why hasn't anyone
And I've
said
heard a lot of
anything?
people say it was great, but I never heard a lot about it. Yeah.
All right. Art direction. I said Gris. You said Sekiro. The winner was Control. Again with this game.
I don't know.
Best score in music. I said Kingdom Hearts 3. You agreed. Winner was Death Stranding, which I didn't hear anyone talking about its music or anything like that. So that's bizarre. But what do I know? People don't talk about the right things sometimes. They complain too much.
Or like I said, they're happy with it, so they don't,
But now I kind of want to hear the music for that game, just out of curiosity, because a good score in a game really gets me
it enhances so much.
involved. Yeah. A score is amazing. The things it does for a movie, it's absolutely amazing.
We take that for granted, I think, a lot.
We do. Like, I don't mean to go off on too much of a tangent here, but one of the greatest stories that I remember hearing about what a score does for a movie is the original Star Wars. Because, you know, this was a movie no one had any faith in when it first started, and people were just like, this is like one of those old Flash Gordon 1940s sci-fi hokey, cheesy garbage movies, and people just thought it was a joke. And, you know, they were trying to scramble together a proper cut of the film, and without the score, it was just like, yeah, I guess it's all right. And then they get John Williams to come in and just like put on this epic score, and then it just elevates the material so much that people are like, whoa, now I'm taking a closer look at this because now I'm involved.
Right.
So it's really amazing what a good score can do for anything. It really does enhance the material. Audio design. I said Call of Duty Modern Warfare. You said Resident Evil 2. Winner, Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
I think I'm losing really bad right now. I couldn't remember what I said on a lot of them.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Trust me, by the
I mean,
time
it's
you
not
get
like I don't get anything from it, I guess, other than the satisfaction of knowing for a day or two while it's still relevant.
Like I said, I got it tallied up at the end, so stay tuned. Best performance. I said Mads Mikkelsen. You said Norman Reedus. The winner was Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
Am I saying his name right? Mikkelsen?
I think so. I think that is how you say it. Or I've heard enough people say it like that, so then we're all wrong.
Games for Impact. I said Gris. You said Life is Strange 2. The winner was Gris. Best ongoing game. We both said Fortnite. Winner, Fortnite. Big surprise.
Even though I kind of thought it was going to be something else, but, we always default.
We do. Best independent game. We both really thought Untitled Goose Game would take that win because it was the thing that just got popular overnight. But the winner was Disco Elysium. And once this game started popping up more than once, I was like, what is this game? Where did this come from? Why am I not hearing about it?
I should have told you about it, I guess. I just assumed you knew about it, yeah.
No, it just was off my radar. Best mobile game. I said Sayonara Wild Hearts. You said Call of Duty Mobile, and the winner was Call of Duty Mobile.
Yay.
Yeah.
Finally got one there.
Best VR/AR game. We both said Beat Saber, and the winner was Beat Saber.
Yeah, that was kind of a no-brainer.
Sure. Best action game. I said Call of Duty Modern Warfare. You said Astral Chain. The winner was Devil May Cry 5, which I did not see coming.
Nope. But again, I don't run in those circles, I guess.
No.
I need to broaden my horizons of people I talk to, I guess. Get a larger focus group here.
Best RPG. We both said The Outer Worlds, but the winner was Disco Elysium. Yet again.
Outer Worlds got no love, yo.
It didn't. I was really
a little
disappointed.
surprised about that.
Yeah, because Obsidian really proved their worth with this game to say, we don't need this publisher over here to make this game that they can make, but we just do it better. I mean, they did. So I can't wait to play it. I know that I'm basing it, but I'm basing it off of everything that I've seen. It looks fantastic.
I mean, it still can be
plays
an amazing
fantastic.
game, whether it got recognized at the Game Awards or not.
Yeah,
so.
sure.
I mean, recognized, but it didn't win anything.
Right. Best fighting game, I took a gamble and said Mortal Kombat 11. You went with the safe bet of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and the winner was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yeah.
So I should have known better, but I was like, nah, well,
I don't know. I
maybe.
just felt like we've been talking about Smash every week because they keep adding every character that's ever been created since the dawn of time.
Yeah, it's true.
Have you made a fictional character at some point? It'll go in Smash.
Best family game, I went with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate there, assuming it would just take that prize. You went with Luigi's Mansion, and the winner was Luigi's Mansion, or Luigi's Mansion 3, I should say. So, Luigi's Mansion 3. Here's yet another one. Best strategy game, I said Fire Emblem. You said Anno 1800. The winner was Fire Emblem, the Three Houses.
Nice.
Best sports and racing game, we both just said FIFA 20 because why not? And the winner was the most unexpected winner, which was Crash Team Racing.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Okay.
That's what you people want to play. Best multiplayer game, we both said Apex Legends, and the winner was Apex Legends. See, we're on the pulse there.
Sometimes, yeah. All the
And we
stuff
don't
we
even
don't
play
play,
it.
we're so plugged into.
Yeah.
Which I find funny. I'm more right about games I had no idea about than I was about those that I played.
Best action adventure game, I said Link's Awakening. You said Death Stranding. Winner was Sekiro. Fresh indie game presented by Subway. Because, yeah, that's... I don't understand that. Anyway,
Subway got in there, yeah.
we both said Untitled Goose Game. Winner, Disco Elysium, which they already gave an independent game award away, but then we give another one away for
I don't know. Maybe it's to elongate the process.
I guess I don't
4
know.
hours. You got to hit that 4 hour mark.
It just didn't make any sense to me, considering they gave a Best Independent Award and then now it's a Subway Independent Award. I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
The last two on our list. Now, granted, there were more awards than this, but these were the awards that we only predicted. The rest of them were the esports players and
Stuff
stuff
we
that
absolutely had no clue about, yeah.
Yeah. So, but we did vote on best esports game to see if we could figure that one out. I said Fortnite, you said League of Legends, and the winner was League of Legends.
Yeah. I still feel like League of Legends tournaments are the biggest.
Mm-hmm. And the last one that you voted for this. I gave you this one because I didn't know anything about it. So, Content Creator of the Year, I asked what you thought, who you thought would win. You said Shroud, and the winner was, in fact, Shroud.
Yeah.
So, I don't get a point for anything because I didn't vote. I was just like, I don't know. I don't know.
Oddly enough, Ninja was not on that list. I was surprised when I saw the breakdown where I was like, he wasn't even nominated. Now, I don't know why that surprises me, but I think I just always assume those top ones you always hear about are always going to be nominated.
Yeah. So I guess maybe he just took his name off the list and said, I don't care. Maybe he
was probably filming
beyond
a movie
all
or
this.
something at the time and
Sure.
still creating content. Just gonna say.
Just going to say. So, with all that said, our grand total.
Dude, I
of
hope
all
we
these
tied.
things,
I really do.
there were 23 things that we voted on or predicted. My English, I swear, my brain. Anyway, so yes, we did 8. I did, or got 8 out of 23 correct of our predictions.
Okay.
And you got 8 out of 23 correct.
Oh my God, that is great.
It is.
We equally suck. Out of 23, we got 8.
We got 8.
And that's only because I voted for content creator, eh?
But I gave you that one. I gave you that one because, I knew you would know better than I would. So if that wasn't even in there, it still kind of would have, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But still, we
great.
tied. We tied.
Yay.
How about that?
Well, good.
Yeah.
So
was a lot of
it's
fun.
fine. We'll just buy our own lunch instead of
Yeah.
each other. Whatever our deal would have been.
So, listeners out there, if you know something about these games like Disco Elysium, which is apparently a great game according to the Game Awards, tell us. Let us know. Say, hey, at Super Mega Crash, you guys, you ought to check out this game, and we'll go do it because sometimes if it's not in the forefront, it slips by me. Like there are so many games when I find out about them after the fact, I'm like, well, how did I miss this?
Yeah.
And I get so disappointed because I'm just like, this is a fantastic game, and it's just slipped by me. I'm disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait. Like I said, I was waiting for a sale or something for, I don't know, maybe it's been a couple months now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember when it released. Let's see here real fast. So it released on October 15th. So roughly about that, I think I've had it on my wish list.
Okay. Well, that was our show, people. I hope you enjoyed our little breakdown here.
Happy
Let
Game
us-
Awards Day.
Did any of you have nominations? Anything that you wanted to see win, didn't win? Any Game Award news or stories that you'd like to share? You can do that on Twitter at Super Mega Crash. Tell us what your predictions were, your biggest upsets, your greatest achievements for all the Game Awards stuff. And if you like us doing these little prediction shows, let us know and we'll do more of them. I'm sure we can find more things to predict. Like,
I'm sure.
What's happening in 2020? Who knows? So,
But we might be right
and
if we say
might
words.
be. That's right. But if Twitter's not your thing, you can also send us an email at Super Mega Crash. You can find us on Instagram to view our weekly icon art. Last week's was pretty good. By the way, let me go ahead and do that one real quick because with all this plagiarism stuff going around, the artwork was not mine outside of our characters. Okay, but I did credit the person responsible and
There you
linked
go.
everybody
See?
linked everybody to their art page and everything like that. So I'm not
So we directed you to exactly where to go for your lawsuit. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I'm not making money off of it. I just
No, we're
I want people to go look at this guy's work. I found it. I thought this encapsulates what we were doing because I didn't know how to even begin to go with that. So I thought credit to this person for doing that, and I just kind of incorporated our characters within his art. So it's his artwork, not mine. I didn't do anything. Just so you know, but I have credited him several times, and will continue to do so. It's not mine. You can support our show by liking, leaving reviews on your preferred platform, going to patreon.com/Pencil and Paper Productions. You can tell your friends to find us on the Pencil and Paper Podcast Network, found on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, and even youtube.com/Pencil Paper Productions. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Stephen White.
I'm Licia Finley.
Join us again next time, Super Mega Crash Siblings, for our final episode of the year. But until then, game on.
This has been a Pencil and Paper Podcast Network production.